we have had 1,000,001 things happen in the last week or so.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks have been a bit bonkers.
Bit crazy. So I'm looking forward to like a bit of
Baba boom.
Baba boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Baba boom.
What do you mean by Baba boom?
Baba boom.
I'm excited about some holidays that we have coming up.
We're just back from holiday. They're sick of listening to us about holidays.
I know, but that wasn't really a holiday, let's be honest. We'll talk about it later, but it wasn't really a holiday. What else is going on in the world?
We haven't started the episode.
I'm aware. I know.
Okay. And I think it's time to start the episode.
Let's do it. Okay.
It is us.
It is Go Home. It's episode something.
7.
Jesus Christ. 7 episodes. How
Yeah.
many are we doing in this one again?
We said 12.
12.
Very loud. You are very loud for a Monday.
12 episodes.
Yeah. 6 of us, 6 guests.
Do we have, like, is there enough going on in our life? We're just
Yeah.
going to start causing drama.
Well, we had a bit of drama
Holy
this week,
moly. Oh my God. Listen, we are an uplifting, light-hearted podcast. We don't take life too seriously.
We really don't, actually.
But I have to say, it would be ridiculous if we didn't talk about what happened this week.
The scandalo.
It was a scandal. It was also just so sad. I do feel like we were sad for a few days after. It wasn't
We were
nice.
shook for a few days now, in fairness. And as silly as that sounds, it was pretty...
And that's the thing that's annoying me. I keep saying, oh, it's so stupid, it's so silly. But it's actually not so stupid and it's not so silly. But it feels... You feel ridiculous, like, talking about it.
I just feel that shouldn't happen in this day and age.
It shouldn't happen, but I
really
also...
do.
Just, I don't know why. I don't know why it's built in our nature to excuse. Anyway, for anyone who doesn't know, if you weren't watching our socials, basically we
How dare you?
We had a bit of an incident last Thursday.
Yeah.
Wherein we had left the house. It was a beautiful evening.
We actually, well, to set some frames, you were having a bit of a tough day. It was a tough day. I
wasn't having a great day.
And Mark sent me a little message saying, hey, will we do something romantic tonight?
Something nice.
Yeah. And I was like, let's
nice.
do it.
So we went out, we were walking down the road we live on, and basically 3 little, I mean, I can say this because it's our podcast, 3 little gurriers came down on
a lot of people
e-scooters.
Are calling them scroats.
A little scumbags. Came down the road on 3 e-scooters. They were all underage, so they were like 16, 17. One was a bit younger. And basically they screamed filthy faggots at us and lots of homophobic slurs, etc.
But like, it didn't stop. Like they were going by and did it, and then they circled back and came down and kind of like, we were only at that stage 100 meters from our house. So my first instinct was, oh my God, have they seen us leaving our house?
Yeah, I didn't want them to know where we lived.
That was really scary. And then they proceeded to walk with us, essentially calling us every name.
There was nothing
under
walking.
The sun.
It was whizzing in and around on scooters, which is very intimidating.
Yeah. But they followed us literally for about 15 minutes shouting this kind of stuff.
Basically, they were having a go. They were threatening to like box the head off us. One of them kept jumping off their scooter to try and box me on the head for some reason. Then basically we tried to kind of scare them off. So basically Paul quite cleverly said, listen lads, if you don't leave us alone, we're going to go to the Garda station, thinking that would
scare them. Because that would scare me at their age.
Their age,
I'd be terrified.
Well, first of all, their age, I would never have done that.
Well, no, I
would never have done that.
But
I would have never had the balls to do that.
But back in our day, but if someone said the guards to us, we'd shit a brick.
Or like, I'll tell your parents was enough.
Oh, tell your parents.
The thoughts of Angela.
Jesus, Angela.
No, Lord. So basically, they didn't give a shit about us going to the guards, so they followed us the whole way there, screaming abuse at us. It was broad daylight. There was loads of people around, right? And it was, which made it really embarrassing, right?
Yeah, I think that was
3 kids. And also no one stepped in, but I don't expect anyone to step in because
I don't know what I would do in that situation.
In that situation, I don't know that I would know what to do or how to step in or what to say without getting yourself. There was a lot of like single young women who were around and like walking past us, and I wouldn't want them to get involved because who knows, the focus could then tilt to them. But basically they followed us all the way to the Garda station and remained out there Unafraid, completely unafraid, just circling the Garda station.
That was really like, we were in the Garda station and we were like, this is bizarre. And then they stood outside the Garda station as we walked. Well, we walked to a restaurant just to sit in because we didn't want them to know where we were living.
Yeah. So basically the guards couldn't really do anything. Or so they said on the night. Anyway, they said they couldn't do anything. They kind of went outside. They said to them, like, will you apologize? We went out and then the guys apologized, but they were smirking and laughing. They didn't give a shit.
But also, like, that's all their comeuppance is, like...
Comeuppance.
I apologize. Like, not even like, right, we're bringing us home to your parents.
Well, the thing I don't understand is those scooters are actually illegal. Right?
I didn't know they were illegal.
Yeah, the scooters they have, it goes over 20 kilometers an hour, which theirs did. The type of scooters they have are illegal. So they actually should have taken the scooters off them then and there.
Okay.
But he didn't. Or he had the power to take them off them then and there, and he didn't. He basically said he was going to try and get their name. He was going to try and get them on the scooter thing the following week or something. I don't know. Anyway, it was just shitty because we had to leave and the lads were like looking and laughing at us as we were leaving. Yeah. And we didn't really know if they were going to continue to follow us. We didn't want them to find our house. We hid in a restaurant for an hour, ordered a pizza that neither of us ate.
We actually were shook. We sat in a restaurant in silence.
Just as well, I think the adrenaline of the whole thing and like the shock and like just felt like grim. It's like by our house, like where like we love to live. Yeah. So just really annoyed and upset us. And then basically the whole thing that then escalated. We decided to put it on social media just to raise awareness that these types of hate crimes still are happening. It is Pride Month, and this is happening. And like people still need to educate their kids if they can. I know. And here's the thing: majority of people who follow us, I am sure their kids are well educated in the right way.
Yeah, look.
And I'm not saying, I don't know, that sounds a bit dodgy to say, but I genuinely believe that any of the people that I know in this world or that connect with me, I have no doubt that they have educated their kids on like what is appropriate to say and not say. Right? I don't know what the deal is with these kids, but like how they even have those words in their vocabulary in 2025 is beyond me.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was that. Next thing, do you want to share what happened then the next day?
The next day, Joe Duffy, straight on the blower.
Literally first thing in the morning.
You were getting hockey out of it at 7:30.
Joe Duffy, in fairness, had been doing a series of interviews that week about like young adults and hate crimes happening and just the shocking things that were happening, the shocking things that people were doing and no one really giving a shit. The non-fear thing, because these kids had no fear whatsoever. There was no repercussion for them. Wild. They did not give a shit. So they were talking about that. So it was a good follow on from them. I have to say, Joe Duffy was so kind.
He was
so nice.
A gentleman.
Yeah, a real
absolute gentleman. Yeah. And even the team who were doing the briefing with us in the morning, they were so supportive and so just open and really like reassuring about the whole situation.
And the reality is, basically, the reason why it is so terrifying is because a similar incident happened 40 years ago where there was a hate crime with young adults or teenagers with the lovely Declan Flynn, who actually was murdered by these
1982
teens.
in Fairview Park.
I am not saying that is what like that could happen to us. I by no means think that would happen to us. What I mean is these moments can escalate and they can become bigger, and the idea of this type of vitriol or hate that we were getting that day could have escalated to a more violent situation.
And you just like, you never know what's in someone's pocket nowadays. Like it's just what, like that could have went from 0 to 100 in one moment, not even. And then you also hear of these things. So back to people walking by, I'd be nervous to jump in and step in. Do you know what I mean? Unless I was in a large group. I'd feel better then because it's more in numbers.
The thing that upset me most the next day really was the fact that I started to think of, was there something that we had done? Me and Paul don't ever, and I do think it's not because we wouldn't hold hands, because if we were in our house, we would hold hands all the time. All the time. We are very affectionate with each other. But I think because we both grew up in schools where we were bullied throughout school, that like
It conditions you to hide that part.
We are somewhat conditioned to not hold hands, or to not be publicly affectionate, which is wrong, right? But straight away the next morning, I started to feel like, because I don't know why in that moment, it was so bizarre for us. The sun was shining. We were walking. Hands. We held hands. I was like, why? I was like, oh my God. And straight away.
We shouldn't hold hands.
We should. Absolutely should. But what annoyed me is the next day I was like, oh my God, is it our fault? Because we were holding hands walking down the street and therefore that's what they saw and that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, we should absolutely be allowed to do that. And it's disgusting that I'm even thinking that. I'm homophobic to myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, no. So basically, the big key takeaway is, one, we're fine. We're totally good. Thank you so much to everyone who reached out. We got so many messages.
I'm still trying to reply to people.
It's impossible. So
it's insane.
Thank you so much. We know a lot of people who listen to the pod message in. So thank you so much. And secondly, just make sure this Pride Month that you make your LGBTQIA plus friends know that you love them and that they are loved, and that you speak about acceptance and being an ally to whoever you meet.
And again, this is going to come out kind of on the closing of Pride. Do it in July, do it in August, do it whenever you can. I've had so many lovely mums say, hey, really sorry that happened. I've just sat my two boys down who are 10 and 11 and we've had the conversation.
That's not acceptable.
And I'm like, that's amazing. So if more people start to do it.
And that, to be clear, is why we went on the Joe Duffy show, because I think if that sparks someone having a conversation with their kids to say, did you hear this happen to these two boys? It's not nice. This is how they felt. This is what happened. And how would you feel if that happened to you? Do you know what I mean? So look, we won't harp on it, but that's it. I think it would be ridiculous if we did not
give you the full lowdown.
Give you the full lowdown. Oh, sorry, there's a very funny part.
What was the funny part? It's a very funny part. Oh God.
So we do Joe Duffy.
Oh my God.
On Friday. And everyone on the pod is going to love this.
And who rings in?
So basically they ring me to say, hey, are you still listening? We're going to bring it back to your story at the end of the show, and we want to make sure you hear it. And I just knew. I text Paul straight away and I was like, oh no. Oh no. Who rang Joe Duffy to give her tuppence worth?
Angela Rogers.
My mother was straight on the blower. Now, did she speak beautifully? She absolutely did. She was so kind. She said lovely things, but I was like, that woman will not be able to resist. We did actually recommend her to replace Joe Duffy when he retires. Yeah. So it was not a shock to me that obviously she has his number on speed dial.
Yeah.
And she called in and gave her tuppence worth on the whole situation.
Yeah. And what I did like what she said was and I know we know this, but she was talking about Luke and Lily and that's how they don't see any difference.
No.
And I think
they just know
their generation is going to be the key to change.
Well, I don't know.
You hope.
I think there's always dicks out there.
Yeah, there's always going to be.
There's always going to be a dickhead. Do you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. But anyway, yes, it's getting better.
We have other things to catch up on that are fun.
So much more to catch up on.
So I'm just going to say it one more time. The couch is coming this week.
Oh, I am nervous.
I'm not. I'm fully confident in my plan.
I do have to say, I did say to Alan and Lee when they came in, the change around is happening, and Alan was a bit like, is it going to fit? Are we going to work? He did.
How dare you? Whose side are you on?
And I asked you, I was like, Paul, are you sure it's getting? Paul was like, it's absolutely fine.
I measured it. We measured it together. It comes down to that mic. Boom, boom. We'll get four bums on a seat. It's going
to be gorgeous. I'm very excited for the couch, but there will be only clear liquids allowed on the new couch.
Because it's cream.
And no kids allowed in our house ever again.
No kid. Well,
my niece and nephew can never
join us. They can go to the front room. Okay, so we do have some really funny things. Now, I know we talked about our family holiday a bit, but we had some very funny things that happened.
So we haven't given you a download on the family holiday. Family holiday was great.
Yeah.
I put on about 10 stone, but listen, it's fine.
No, you didn't. I had a great time. We had one problem that has been giving me a little bit of anxiety from the moment it was booked, which is...
Baby J.
Baby J. Mark and Paul had Baby J on their booking.
We had an imaginary child on our booking.
Mark's mom, Angela, decided...
Angela gets a lot of playtime.
Decided it was cheaper to book a baby
Apparently, it's cheaper to travel with a child when you are with. We don't believe that's 100% true. But my mother said that it was cheaper booking our holiday if we had a child. So what did she do?
She booked an imaginary child.
She made one up.
So we get to the ticket desk in the morning. And they say, oh yeah, passports, please. Oh, where's...
Now, also, sorry, I made a bit of a fuck up and I did not want to say it to you the day before, but everyone was checking in online and it wouldn't let us check in online without checking in our child, which we don't have. So I actually checked our child in, which I think amplified the problem.
So
and I made up fake passport details for the child.
We get to the desk and the man's like, and where is Jay Riley?
Where is baby Jay?
And we're like...
Also, my mom gave us a child, an imaginary child called Master J. Riley. Why doesn't he have either of our names?
I don't know. Now that is our friend's son's name with her maiden name.
Yeah, but it's not his name. It's just wild.
So he asked me, he's like, and where is Jay Riley?
No, he asked me.
Oh, sorry, it was
and
you.
I answered to say.
Sorry, thank you. Yeah,
because I knew Paul was having. Paul couldn't breathe with the stress.
I was.
He thought they weren't going to let us go on holidays unless we brought our child.
Yeah.
So I basically just said, oh, Jay isn't coming. No, passport didn't come on time.
No.
Now, what if they had it technically gone for me? I actually checked him in with passport details the night before. But anyway.
So anyway, we get through that gate and then Mark is helping his family, his sisters put on more cases, blah, blah, blah. And I walk down to the end, just myself, my little hand luggage, and a TUI rep comes up and asks me 50 questions about Jay Riley. Why isn't there? Is he getting a follow-up flight? What's the story with them?
Sweating.
And I mean, I was not the better of that.
Yeah.
I was not the better of that, and I blame your mother.
Yeah, I have to say, Paul was wildly stressed, even when we were sitting on the plane. Now, there was supposed to be a hidden benefit to this as well. We were supposed to get a free seat beside us. However, my fucking sister stole it.
No, Rebecca sat with us.
Yeah, but she stole on the way back.
And then Jenny stole the seat.
She does have an actual baby.
She does have a baby. And in fairness, I think it's really mean not to give a toddler a seat on that plane.
Yeah, it's not nice.
It is shit.
Anyway, we were happy to give it to them, but I thought it was very funny.
So that was thing number one that happened.
But speaking of babies and passports, there was a second issue we had on holidays.
And can I ask you, where was my marketing genius of a husband? Nowhere to be seen.
Where was I?
You were upstairs doing work.
I was working. I was doing some marketing genius.
I was down at the pool. So Luke and Lily, obviously we've talked about them a lot. Our godchildren were with us on holidays, and Lily is 5 and Luke is currently 2.5. And Kids Club starts at 3. So you can see where this is going. So day one, we're like, Luke, how old are you? 3. Luke, how old are you? 3. So we got Luke is there. He's 3. He's grand.
We're faking it to get the child into Kids Club. We just want a few hours without the child. With their parents so that we can drink.
So day one goes without a hitch. Day one goes without a hitch.
Yeah, day one went well.
And then they're going in day 2 and the TUI rep says to Luke, oh, how old are you? And Luke is 2.
Yeah, quite problematic. And then his sister backs him up and also says that he's 2.
See, Lily doesn't like breaking the rules, which is a good quality to have.
It's a great quality, but when we are trying to drink cocktails and,
Meanwhile, in the family group, mass hysteria. They're looking for identification to prove that he's 3.
Because my sister was like, no, he's 3. He's confused.
He's confused.
He just turned 3. Because she gave specifics. This is the problem. She said he just turned 3 in May.
So between us all, I was kind of going, okay, I need to get a May passport so I can copy the May wording out of a May passport and overpaste it onto his
The long and short is we forged a passport to get a child to stay in Kids Club.
Using ChatGPT.
And ladies and gentlemen,
it works.
It works. No judgment here.
And
cocktails
that's why
are had.
I love ChatGPT.
Guys, do you know what? What's the harm? The child is happy. He is well able for Kids Club.
He loves it.
And, everyone's a winner.
Everyone is a winner.
Yeah.
And the last part about the holiday was... how delicious, I'm sorry if you're English and you're listening, how delicious is it when you're walking through arrivals or through customs and you get into that EU queue and you just zip on through?
Well, it's brilliant, but it's actually even better for singles or partners who have no kids. Because you get to use the machines. We flew through, right? And my sisters all had to go down to the like big long queue where the physical person has to check your passports. Yeah. It's absolutely ideal. We literally flew through the queues.
And I don't know if we've ever talked about this. It's just coming out now. I always do a hack. It's not a hack. I get transport to take us from the airport to the resort. We don't use the transport that's provided with the likes of TUI because they go and stop at every resort.
Oh, yeah.
And it works out, if you're in a large group with us, it worked out at like 25 quid a head for our own private minivan, basically to take us from the resort to the airport. Sun transfers are deadly for that. There you go. Bing.
Oh, sorry. The reason it's a hack is you get to the hotel before the
before them all.
So you get to usually on those package holidays, you end up like in like this long queue because there's a whole coach of people checking in because they have to stop at every hotel. You fast track it there, you get it there, you're in and
wish,
wash, you're done.
Okay. Wash.
That's basically everything's going on. I think it's time we get into a very on point because we're going to continue the vibes of Glow Up or Blow Up. Let's go. Okay, so we are going to do our world famous Glow Up or Blow Up.
Penny loves this. Look at her.
Penny loves it. We are going to do Glow Up or Blow Up, but this time we are going to stay slightly on theme for most of it and keep it within the family holiday situation. Number one situation that we want to talk about, is it a glow up or is it a blow up, is... Are you going limp on me there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm going limp. That's never happened before. Yes. So this blew my mind. So we all know that the children like to get the braids in their hair from the lovely ladies.
Lovely ladies.
What is it about adults getting braids in their hair?
I think this is more than just an adults getting braided like on holidays. It's also, there was like
tattoos.
There was tattoos, but there was also like, you know, like the talent show and stuff, the kids' talent show, like adults getting up or karaoke where like the adults are getting up to showcase themselves. Rebecca, no shade. We wanted you to get up and do the karaoke.
No, she sang that with Lily.
Yeah, she sang that with Lily. But there was adults who were just getting up to sing by themselves because it's about themselves.
With no children.
And I'm like, guys.
Yeah, it's a blow up for me. Don't get your braided hair.
Don't braid. If you're over the age of 17...
I'd say the amount of Vaseline as well you have to get out of that hair is not great.
So use Vaseline?
So use Vaseline to slick it and weave.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
It's a blow up. Do not get your hair braided.
All inclusive.
Oh, it's a cult, isn't it?
It is literally wild. So basically, we have been in this holiday twice and we get it as an all inclusive. It's not like this insanely gorgeous. It's just like a holiday, a family holiday place, right? And basically, the all-inclusive includes like a buffet breakfast, a buffet lunch.
Which we never...
and a buffet dinner.
We never once went to breakfast.
No, but like the family, like Julie and...
No, it's good for kids.
For the kids, they went in and had like their buffet thing.
Yeah.
The reason we have the all-inclusive is we make our money back on the bar, right? Listen, we count it up. We make sure that we are literally in the green. We're quids in and on the drink situation.
Lunchtime, because no one really wants to go out. Now, we went out a few times, but like, it's handy.
Little pizza situation at lunch. Perfect. It was little snacky snacks. But basically, the wildness of the actual buffet in the evening with families queuing around the resort,
queuing
for the buffet to open.
6 o'clock and the buffet opened at 6:30.
Like, I don't understand the mentality.
I'm like a meal out that we went out for meals
super
out
cheap
every night.
Well, no, I also, let's not be wasteful. I'm also like, I'm okay for people to go and sit and dine and do the all inclusive and use what they paid for. But like, chill. They replenish the thing.
Yeah, it's
all the time.
It's a
like there was wars over that buffet.
Yeah.
Especially in the evening.
Yeah.
Like I think of nothing worse. It was like going to dinner at the zoo.
And then there was also this, so included in your all-inclusive packages, they have a little restaurant that's down the back and they don't really advertise it, but basically
you get a
book
free meal there
for free
as part of your all-inclusive. A sit-down service
and
dinner.
Like I would have done that every day.
I'd say that meal was one of the nicest meals that we had on the whole holiday.
Your tummy wasn't great, so you were being cautious. But like the food was really good, and you know what also was nice, because if we didn't want to drink the all-inclusive wine, a bottle of wine was like €9.
Yeah.
That was good.
It was really good. The other thing to note, we're saying that it all inclusive. Like all inclusive
it's a glow up. It's a glow up.
But like,
do it your way.
Calm down, people. Stay calm. The third thing on Glow Up and Blow Up, I think, is also for us to talk about probably the biggest. It was scarier than any horror movie I've ever watched.
Is this the ice cream?
This is children eating ice cream. Is it a glow up or is it a blow up? I'm going to tell you now, it's a blow up. It's terrifying.
Oh, but the joy in Luke's face as he did not eat one bit of that ice burger and it went all over his clothes. Every day.
Starts in a like contained situation and quite quickly escalates to the whole ice cream being held in hands, like on clothes. It's all over face.
It's a whole
in hair. It's just mush.
And then your dad takes it and eats it in one.
Yeah, my dad then just consumes it.
Dustbin Fred.
He just throws it in. No waste here. Yeah, I'm going to have to say kids with ice cream. Sorry, I know I'm a gay man with no kids, but that's a blow up. That is a blow up right now.
Yeah. Look, I mean, once you got the outfit pick with the kids.
Yeah, I mean.
Grant.
It was very cute. It was very, very cute indeed.
I have one for you.
Go on.
And this now. Adults buying Labubus.
Do not come for me and my new Labubu obsession.
Well, I can tell you now, we were in Majorca. They were all Lafufus. They weren't real. They were not one bit real.
The thrill was still real.
I know. And do you know what? The joy was, do you know what? They're the modern day Lucky Bag, except they're €11 a pop.
They were €11 there. The real ones are 35 to €50 a pop.
I was trying
Can I just say, I would give I just wish I could get my hands on them. I did go to Forbidden Planet last week to see if I could get one. There was none left. I was so sad.
I was being romantic and I thought I had done a good thing because I spent 90 quid.
Paul, can I just tell you, I knew they were fake the second you told me.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I searched on Google Labubu. A site came up. I bought 6 of them. Cost me €90, €30
this
a
man
packet.
Who buys how much from Shein and Temu? So why? What you do?
I buy a lot of Lego. Leave my Lego collections alone.
It's a true story. But I'm telling you now,
we are getting cancelled.
No, but you do.
Look, what you do is you.
Yeah.
And that's my tuppence on it.
Wow, that was such a good response.
We're not allowed to talk about those things. People go out and war for them.
I know, but you don't buy clothes or anything from them.
No, I buy.
You buy little bits of tat and shit.
Yeah, well, that are in the Chinese shops. So. No, they're Chinese shops. They're known as Chinese shops in Spain. They are. No,
I don't know. No, I don't think you are. No. We're moving on.
Okay. I love them.
They're
my favourite time.
Oh, Balkans. Okay, so adults buying Labubus, I'm giving it a glow up because also I cannot stop watching it on TikTok.
Yeah, look, I'll glow it up for you. You do you. I'm making Lego.
I'm getting a full box. I did look on the official Pop Mart website. Do you know how much a box of 6 Labubus is from Pop Mart at the moment?
You can do whatever you want.
Guess how much it is.
I'm going to say €250.
€390.
God. Now, do you know what we can do with that?
And I bought one.
You bought €390? Now,
unboxing coming soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, he will never give out about one more design thing I do in this house. Do you know what? Maybe a footstool might be nice. Do you think a footstool would be nice? I think a footstool would be nice. Up.
You are getting a whole room decorated.
You are as well.
I can buy my Lafufus.
And you're not going to do anything of it.
I am. They're going to adorn my gorgeous bags. Next up, glow up or blow up, organized packing.
It's an obvious glow up.
Blow up.
It's a glow up.
It's a blow up.
It is a glow up.
It's a complete blow up. It's a waste of time.
No, what you do is an absolute waste of time. Mark, when I say to you, he put more clothes in the suitcase than we had nights there. Yeah, I think I underpacked by 1 or 2 shirts. I had like enough shirts for every single night, but no
I do what any normal person does when they're going on holidays. You take your entire wardrobe, you put it in your bag, you bring it over, and then you bring it all back again.
Mark brought 5 pairs of trousers and 3 jumpers to Majorca, which was 28 degrees.
Yeah, but it does get quite nippy at night.
It didn't once get nippy at night.
Some people say sometimes there could be a nip in the air.
Didn't. Anyway, you're a blow up with your packing. That's what I say.
Well, I think them and like all the packing cubes shit, blow it up. Load of bollocks.
No, I'm not really into packing cubes.
Yeah, load of bollocks.
Just use your roll technique and you're in.
Well, do you know what? I actually can't complain.
Because I do your pack. Well, actually, I don't.
No, he doesn't pack me, but he repacks me.
I should actually.
Don't know how I feel about that.
Well,
I just panic
stuff
in the last moments, being like, have I got enough? Have I got enough? So I just throw more in the bag.
And then he puts half his shit in my bag because I've packed well.
You have packed well. But have you seen that meme? What is it? The one where it's like you're all packed and then I go in with like the extra things. Yeah, anyway.
That's you.
Okay, that is it for Glow Up or Blow Up this week. Hope you enjoyed. It's time for our next section, which is it just me? Welcome to our last section of the day.
Oh, is it just me?
Is it just me? And I think it is just me. We don't have many Is It Just Me's this week.
They're both mine.
They are both yours. I might have forgotten to put it up this week. I did work.
You did?
How dare you? How dare you? I did loads of work.
How dare you?
How dare you? So, is it just me? So this is obviously for anyone who's new. Welcome. Welcome to the pod.
You're new.
You're new here?
Jesus.
Go back to 7 season 2. Yeah, go back to the start and then you can come back to this point. All right. But yes, so I actually didn't do a huge amount of preparation for this episode today.
No, you didn't. So basically, Is It Just Me is when we get some of our listeners' topics where they're like, is it just me or does this happen?
To you.
There's
something else I want to talk about. We're going to do it on the next episode.
Okay. No, we can. Okay.
No, we'll do it in the next episode. Okay. So, number 1, is it just me or do couples absolutely not sleep like they do in the movies or in TV shows?
No, they don't.
Don't fucking touch me in the night.
I'm
asleep.
Who sleeps like that?
Like hand in hand, rolled
embrace. No one sleeps like that.
I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear you.
I don't want to touch you.
I don't want to touch you.
No.
Because I am asleep.
Yeah.
And I'm in like a little cocoon. I make a little cocoon because I took...
You like... Mark like mummies himself. He lifts the duvet, he tucks it under his feet, and then he kind of like brings it in around his side.
Like a draft. I've told you before, I'm very sensitive to a draft.
But we very much have a little love you, night, and roll over our sides.
Sometimes that doesn't even happen, don't they?
It does. Now, you're trying to say that to be trivial. It always happens. Paul, we never go to bed on a
Sometimes you're
fight.
like this. Beep, 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 beep,
No,
beep,
we talk
What time
beforehand.
did you stay up till last night?
Last night, I stayed up until 1 o'clock because I got a new game on my PlayStation portal. It's called Blueprints, and it's basically a game where you have to go into your uncle's mansion and find the way to the end, and every day it changes.
Do they come up with this absolute shit?
I think you'd really enjoy it.
Oh, I'm glad. Our producers probably would really enjoy it.
No. Okay.
No. Can I just say, what a load of old bollocks.
It was so
absolutely
good.
Shit.
So good that I stayed up for 4 hours playing it.
That is such a waste of your life.
No, but yesterday I did 5 hours of taxes during the day.
Oh my God. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, we all have to do our taxes, Paul.
Some people don't.
But yeah, but that we all have to.
You know what? Revenue will find you and take you out.
They will find you. They will get you. And they will
take
give
you out.
Penalties. But yeah, no, I have to say, I don't understand. We also went to bed at 10 o'clock last night. So you stayed up 3 hours playing that stupid game.
It wasn't stupid. It was really good.
I'm so glad.
It was so good.
You were on. I don't know what was going on with you this weekend.
And you learn things as you play. So then what happens is your next day, you're one up.
Boring. Anyway, next up.
I have to put up with when he's talking about Lafufu makeup bollocks. There you go.
I do try. I do get that kind of glazed over look from Paul when I'm like, wait until you hear Real Housewives of Miami is back.
And that's why we work
happening
so well together.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have one. Is it just me or does anyone get anxiety from results? So when they're waiting to get results.
Well, everyone gets anxiety from results.
I really enjoyed this part.
What?
It's the equivalent of hearing the Glen Rowe music on a Sunday night, circa 1991.
I think they're two different things, by the way. This is why I didn't understand this last night.
But it's the fear. Do you know that dread you get?
Yeah, but I think that's like the dread of going back to... The Glen Rose is the dread of going back to work on a Monday.
Or school. The school in 1991.
So not results. Results is just, I think everyone has dread or fear of results.
Do you not think it's the same dread as going back to school on a Monday? I think it is.
I'm sure there's similarities, but I think this is Paul doing is ChatGPT your drunk aunt? I feel it's
ChatGPT and me are best of friends. I actually just finished a course in AI change management.
Oh, wow. Yeah. God. You and your drunk aunt are just
me. We are taking, and I'm paying for premium, baby. $22.99, the best $22.99 you'll spend.
Listen, I couldn't agree more. I love me some ChatGPT. It helps me all day, day.
Even for emails. Do you know when you want to write an email?
That's a step too far.
Do you want to write an email that's for a tricky person?
A little tricky person.
A little tricky person.
I think tricky situations, HR situations, I think it's handy for, or if you don't want to get yourself in trouble, or if you're feeling emotional about a situation, write it and then get ChatGPT to take the emotion.
Looking at it for discount codes. Definitely works for discount codes.
Well done, Orla.
And also for working out tax things. I was asking it loads of little tax questions. It was very good.
To evade the taxes?
No, like how much, if I did one today about pension, if my contribution is X, how much does that have for my end of
starting a pension? It's a big deal.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I know I'm 38 and I don't have a pension. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. You've loads of time.
Loads of time.
Because also, let's keep in mind, we're going to be working for 400 years longer than the last generation. Non-stop. There'll be no retiring at 65.
Flat out.
So we're going to keep feckin' working.
We'll be doing social ads for Fixodent and hearing aids.
Us and Terry. Hearing aids, Fixodent,
do you want this new walking stick?
Maybe bedpans.
New tennis ball for your walker.
Swipe up for this bedpan.
I could be doing a hack for swapping out tennis balls.
You could. Oh my God. It'll continue. And I'll be like, guys, buy this. Do your own Botox kit.
Imagine
buy this polyfiller for your face.
Lean into your face.
Anyway, I think we've officially lost it. I think it's time to wrap this app up.
Wrap it up.
But we just want to say again, thank you so much for all the love over the last few weeks with everything.
So much.
It really does. And we're going to be back shortly with a bonus episode.
Shortly.
We're going to record it now, but you'll hear it on Friday. And we have some really, really good bits for, I'm just scrolling down. I'm like, I did do this. Oh yes. Have a really good bonus episode for you guys about concerts and festivals. We're going to have a real rant.
Next week, we have the Queen of DIY joining us.
The King and the Queen in the same room.
The King and the Queen. The Queen and the Queen. Yes, Catherine, Dainty Dress Diaries is joining us next week.
Yes,
which is super exciting.
She is my, did you know the beehive?
Yeah.
For Beyonce, I'm the beehive for Dainty because she's in her beehive era.
She is in a beekeeper era.
She is literally. She has bees.
Yeah. Does she have bees? I know she goes and saves them, but I don't.
No, she has two things.
I didn't know.
2 bee houses.
Oh well, we'll find out.
She has 2 now. One has gone so big she had to start a second one. Babe, get up to date with her content, please.
Oh
anyway,
my God.
Dainty, I've been watching. We will see you guys next week with the lovely Dainty. And don't forget to tune in for our bonus episode. Make sure that you are following us on Instagram and Spotify. Leave a comment and
please rate us.
Actually, no, I'm doing a call out right now. Focus. I want you guys to follow us on Spotify. It means that you'll never miss an episode.
Yes.
And also we want to build our little Glow Home family.
Yeah.
We're going to find a way to give some random spot prizes, like some weird little secret giveaways for our followers on Spotify. But if you're not in, you can't win, people.
Do you know what? We can see people commenting.
So you can comment.
So if you comment
us. And now comment that you are following.
No, just...
Yeah, because I want them to follow.
Okay.
Follow us, bitches.
Follow, rate and comment. And then we'll give you a special prize.
Just follow us and let us know that you followed.
It's 3 clicks.
Anyway.
We'll make it a juicy giveaway.
As you can tell, our marriage is going well. We love you guys so much. See you in the next episode. Bye.